In this video, I've had this on my mind for a while and I wanted to share it. And I was thinking it was in Habbakuk, and it is. It's in Habbakuk. So this was how God revealed to me about the false prophets, the false teachers, and how they operate. And one of the ways that they operate, I can remember when I was living in Hawaii, I used to love listening to all of them, but pretty much every single one of them, you're going to have to put out a lot of money if you want to continue with their message. Like, for example, Jonathan Kahn, I first got introduced to him when I was living in Hawaii, and he used to give you little snippets. He'd give you like 15 minutes, just enough to hook you in, to get a hook in your jaw and reel you in. And then once you were reeled in, then you had, if you want to hear the rest of the message, you'd have to buy it. And his messages were not cheap. So I knew that he was a false prophet, because God did not tell Peter or his ministers to fleece the sheep. He told them to feed the sheep. So anytime they're fleecing the sheep and making money off of you, I don't care what excuse they use, they can't say it's for their ministry, because we see in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 what it means to be one of God's ministers. And not too many people want that office, when they see, if you want to be curious about that, read 2 Corinthians chapter 6. All right, so there was him, and there was Perry Stone, and there was, there was a whole bunch of them, But back in those days, the word of the Lord was falling in the streets. That you just couldn't find it, anybody that wanted to feed the sheep. So one day I was reading in Habbakuk chapter 1, and I came across this, and he said, and starting with verse 14, and makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. This is what the elites do. They make us like the fish of the sea. We're people that have no rule over us, so they can take advantage of us. Verse 15, they take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. And the reason why they rejoice and are glad is because of all the money they're making. They make tons and tons of money off of us. I mean, my word, look, have you ever watched that Trinity broadcast?